Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Julie with Bookshop by Julie. Today we're making a start. We're moving along in our expanded spine envelope journal. So I've got this one sort of put together to a certain point, and then we'll work in the other one. I'll show you how I did this. This is simply just matting things, but we have loads of room inside, so we are going to make some hinged in, trim that off, make a big pocket, right? Pull that one over again. Now this is the center. This is where we're going to sew our signature in. And again, this. Now, I know it looks awesome, but it's easy, okay? Awesome can be easy. And I'm going to show you, okay? So we'll move that one to the side. This is the other one I'm always doing doubles. Okay, so we're gonna, let me move this out of the way. We're gonna work on this one, just showing simply how to mat it down. I mean, that's really easy. What I did was I put my trim around the back side of the paper, back here, so that it's peeking out. You can do this either which way or leave the trim off altogether. It's all up to you. Whatever floats your boat, okay? So we're going to mat this on here. Again, this is just an envelope, right? But it's going to be an awesome envelope when we're done, okay? All right, so I put tape on here because that's how I roll. You can use tape, you can use glue. If you use glue, might I suggest covering it completely with glue. I know some people just do a little smattering here and there and all that, but if you're going to make something really pretty and nice and all that, make it really pretty and nice. Cover it with glue and then use a spatula or your finger or whatever and spread that glue out to where it's covering all of the paper, okay? And then glue it down. Because if you leave pieces of it not glued down, you're going to have little bumpy pieces of your paper that don't glue down, and it's gonna be like air bubbles underneath wallpaper. It just ain't pretty. So take that extra time, if you're just using glue, to spread it completely over, just like you're painting a wall or something. Spread it completely over. Silicone brushes are really good for that. Don't think I have one back here because I've got it up yonder. They're really good for that. Or use tape. And you'll see me when I do put the glue on here, I do a little bit of this and that. I cover my edges really, really good because you want those edges down. You do not want them coming loose at all. But I can do this number here and still be confident in that I'm gluing this whole thing down, okay? I'm still putting a lot of glue, okay? But I don't have to spread that out because underneath here is still sticky. It is. Okay, make sure you got it right side upwards. Okay, and then we're just going to mat this on here. I know sometimes I have to, you know, but I've seen other people do it and just spread it out like that and then glue it down. You've got a whole bunch of stuff that's not glued down, and it doesn't look good, okay? But if you like that look where it's all bumpy and humpy, go do that. I mean, you know, I'm not telling you don't do what you like. I'm just saying it sure does look a lot better if you glue the whole thing down and don't leave. Think of it like you would your wall. If you're putting wallpaper up there, you don't want to leave air bubbles. We do all kinds of monkey tricks trying to get those out. Taking a needle and poking a hole and spreading and squashing and spreading, and I mean, you know, we do that. But yeah, if you get it down there right the first time, then you don't have to stress over the air bubbles and all the things, okay? I know I say these things a lot, but I just want you to have success. you know. Now see, if you just put glue on here, you're going to have a whole bunch of things that's not stuck down. But mine's going to be stuck down because I got tape there. Okay, just saying. Just saying. All right. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give this a little roll around because, yep, I want it on there really, really good. Okay. Now we've got that done. Cool. Okay. On this one, I'm going to show you how I did these. Now I've got the others in, right? I've got this paper on the back and this paper on the front on all of them. You know, so what I'm going to do is get this one ready. Now, to make this big pocket here, you just cut a tiny sliver off. I've shown how to do that like a bajillion times. Just cut that tiniest of edge off your envelope. Just barely anything, you know, just to open it up. This one I'm not opening up because I think it's going to have enough pockets and such in it. And it's going to have those two really big pockets here and here. So we want to put little notebooks in there, what have you. There's plenty of pockets. This is just for extra space to put extra things on because it's cool. Okay, so I'm using this one. Some envelopes have this shorter tab, some have that tab. Whatever you got, use what you have. The inside is going to be this. Now, if you want to open this up and take that edge off, just be careful when you put this down not to glue too much of it. You're going to have from here to here, and that's still a pretty deep pocket if you want to do it just this way. If you want to open that, I'm not opening mine, but you can open them and you have lots more. It's just a really big pocket, and we already have two in each journal, really big pockets. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how I mat these down. I'll do the trim and everything off camera. I just wanted to just do a quick video showing how to do this and placing this in the journal, right? Okay, again, make sure you cover it with adhesive of your choice really well so that you don't have air bubbles, because those are not nice to have in a journal. Okay. We're going to cover it completely. We've got our tape on here, and I did press this tape down. You want to always, if you're using double stick tape, give it a good press down so that it adheres to your paper completely. You don't have any air bubbles under that. Air bubbles is not your friend. Okay, just saying. All right, we're going to get a good smattering of glue. Another reason to put the glue on is it gives you maneuverability room if you don't get it on there just right the first time, because, you know, I don't know about you, but I'm not perfect, and sometimes it goes down a little skiwampus, and gosh, it's nice to be able to pick it back up and move it where I wanted it to be in the first place, you know. So I didn't ink this because I'm going to put trim on the top anyway, so I did not ink it. But see how it goes on there? All right. Now this one, this is the page I wanted on the inside. So you have to look when you get this down on here, because sometimes you'll put it a little bit and you have to go back in and do these corners. I'm trying to show you and I'm seeing myself, you know what I mean. Yeah. So you have to go back in and do these little corners up here to make sure that's glued down. Always check your envelopes. Make sure you've got everything glued down on your envelopes, because, yeah, they don't always, you know, just saying. Most of the time they don't, just period, they don't, you know. I just want this all the way glued down, all the way across. Just give it some extra, you know. Okay, now Yep, if it squidges out, that means you got enough, right? Or at least we hope we do. Okay, now we've got that down really good so that it's not coming up, okay? Let's get our other edge. It's just a matting kind of thing. So, yeah, we're gonna make this envelope awesome. And, yep. I'll put the trim on off camera, but I do want you to know that on the inside I put it one way and on the outside I put it another way, just because on the inside, I'll show you. On the inside there's this fold you have to worry about. You don't want your trim facing out this way, if that makes sense. I'll show you. If your trim is facing out this way, it could get all crunkled up, but if it's facing in this way, it's just going to be pretty and not get crunkled up. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's what I do with that. Give that a good roll, make sure it's all down good. Yep, down good. Okay, now we're going to put this one on. This is the outside one. Let's see, this is going to be, yep. Kind of be mindful of how you want your paper, what you want your top and your bottom to be, you know, that kind of thing. It's a thing. Okay. We're going to do this and get this one down. And see, another thing is when you're using the double stick tape, I don't mind if mine overlaps a little bit. I have no problem with that. You just peel it off and stick it down. It's just you know, it just sticks to itself too. It's fine. There's no problem. Okay, let's get this on there. And this is going to be a super cute journal. Yep, full of awesomeness. We're making loads of Friday freebies to go in it. And we have the extended spine, so we've got, you know, lots of extra room. Let's see, it's going in this way, so this is the top. This is the top. Okay, get yourself together here. All right. Centered-ish as much as possible. You don't have to stress over that. If you are trimming off that to make an extra pocket there, just kind of slide it this way a little bit more, because this is the edge you're going to be cutting off. So probably best to do that before you mat it, you know, just saying. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get this other piece off as soon as I can. Okay, we'll try this end. I don't fight with it too often. I'm like, oh yeah, you got more than one place to pick at, you know? And if you got any hangover on your tape, just fold it in. It's sticky on both sides. That's why it's double stick, right? It'll just stick to itself and get out of the way. It's really easy to use. Once you get used to it, you'll think, oh, why was I not using that all the time? You know? It's a thing. Okay. Alrighty. We're going to get this on there. Now we've got an awesome flip hinge page to put in there. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to do the trim now, and I'll be back when it's all trimmed, and then we'll put it in the thing, because I wanted to show you how to put it in there. You never trust that adhesive that's on an envelope. Never trust that. And don't leak it, no. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I've sufficiently glued my fingers, you know, all over the place. Anyways, so as you can see, facing out on this side, facing in the, you know, thing. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to add it in here into this pocket as a hinged in page to put things on. Okay, so let us do this. I'm just going to peel this off. Like I said, never trust that, because no. And I'm going to put it right up to the edge of the fold. Like so. You don't have to be exactly, you know, this isn't going to work with having an air bubble. Like I was, you know, on a rant about earlier. This will glue straight down. It's very thin paper. And yeah. So, but you do have to be careful putting it in the pocket, because you want it to go all the way in there, right? All the way in there. Measure before you try to put your envelope in there, because some envelopes will fit in really well and some won't. So yeah, just measure. Always try it out. Whether you don't have to have a ruler or anything like that. Just try it and see if it's going to fit. Okay? So, yeah. See if I can give you a view of in there. See? That goes down really flat. It's thin envelope paper. And you're going to be putting things in this way so nothing's going to catch. Big old pocket. Okay? So we've got this. I'll always check on this side to make sure you're not squidging any glue out and, you know, getting where it doesn't need to be. And we've got this and this and this one too. So I've got 2 journals I've got to this point. So if you're going to make these with me, catch up. We made the extended spine in a previous video to make our envelope journals a little bigger. So we got, well, bigger this way, you know. So we've got this. They're gonna be so pretty, and yeah, we're gonna make several things with the mouse journal kit. It is what it is. I'm not making a waterfall journal out of this one, so we're gonna make several smaller journals and see where we go with it, because it's gonna be fun and pretty. Gosh, right? Okay. You guys go make something pretty today. Take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. TTFN. Okay, I know you guys were probably saying, hey, what about the bingo? Hey, yeah, I forgot. So, we'll see how my editing skills work with trying to stick this onto the other video. We'll see. But we're going to do our bingo, because, you know, we're going to. Okay, let's see what we pull out of the jar this time. Just one. Time. That's a cool one. Okay. I'll see what I can come up with, and I'll be back in just a couple seconds with, you know, something to do with time. Where is time? Did I lay it on its own? No. Where's time on here? Got to be on here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. Well, that's something. We'll, I'll get something together and we'll make some quick project having to do with time. Be back in a sec. Okay, I've got some stuff. Okay, I found this in an old bunch of scrapbook paper. It's kind of a clock, right? So I'm going to cut that out. It's a clock for time, right? And then I found this envelope that I really liked. It's got some embossing on it already, but I thought I would use this embossing folder. It's kind of cool and make it look aged and vintage. Come on now. I'll have to do it twice, you know. So I'm going to put it through the machine. I get to play with my toys. And I'll do this, and then I'll turn it around and do this end. And then I'm going to stamp it first with something like this. Yeah. something like this. Just, you know, to get the, like it's been mailed, you know, kind of thing. And then I'm going to do maybe a lock and a key to kind of put on there to go with the, I don't know. I'm working out the idea. Time. What did I put that on there for? I don't know. Okay, I'll be right back when I get some things cut out, embossed, and such. Well, let me go ahead and stamp this because you know what? I need to stamp it before I emboss it, so I can do that whilst I'm on camera. Why is that wanting to come loose? Weirdo. Okay, I'm just going to stamp it with the vintage photo because, you know, why not? And it doesn't have to be a perfect stamp, you know. It just needs to be stamped. Get out of the way. So, make sure I'm right side up. I think I am. Okay. We're going to put that there. Yep. That'll do. And then I'll emboss it. And now, you guys don't have to do all this. Do something that has to do with time. It could be, you know, there's an old song, Time in a Bottle. That kind of thing. Whatever you want to do. Just do what you do. And yeah, do that. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me get some stuff done. Okay, we're back. I've got things cut out, and this is embossed, which is really cool now. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking about scoring this around here and here around, or over here and over here, and make it sort of a belly band tuck spot for the envelope. And then I'll use some of these little die cuts. Now, if you don't have a die cutting machine, don't worry about it. If you don't have this paper pack from, I don't know when I got it, a long time ago, stamp. Use a picture from your stash, a freebie, or whatever. Something that to you depicts time. It doesn't have to be a clock. It doesn't have to be, you know, it could be a bottle, like a time in a bottle. Whatever you want to do for your bingo, so you can take a picture and post it on the YouTube community page on my channel and make a comment under this video. Yeah, that kind of thing. But that's what I'm going to do with this. One of the reasons I did this, besides the fact that I like to play, you know, it's fun to play and have fun with your friends. I'm going to do right here. The other reason is that I wanted to sort of challenge myself to use some of the things, some of my toys that I don't always use, because they're here and I need to use them. So that's why I'm, you know, doing this. Now, see, somebody might think this is just flat down, but it's actually a tuck and a belly band. It's really cool. I think it is. So do what you want to do for yours. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on that because this is embossed, so it's lumpy bumpy. And I always do that anyway, so there you go. So, to me, this is going to be a cool thing that I'm going to add in, and I'm sure I'm going to be able to use this in one of my future Scrapbooking 101. I just have a thought, you know, it's a thing. Because, you know, you never know what you're going to need with those. There's always something, right? When I'm scrapbooking, it's usually with something that's an old picture, an old memory, something like that. Where's my glue? Hold on a second. So anyways, as I was saying, something like this will go really well with a scrapbooking kind of thing, because a lot of times, most of my times are old memories, old pictures, things like that, that I'm just sort of remembering and you know, stuff like that. So I think this will go in quite well in something like that. So yeah, I think I want to use one of these, maybe one of those, or maybe that. I mean, no, I don't know. I didn't really decide beforehand. I just decided I wanted to, this is a textured cardstock, so it's kind of cool. Kind of goes with that. I don't know, maybe a key. I don't know, maybe a key and an old lock, an old rusty lock. Looks like a rusty lock to me. So I think I'm gonna put that down. And yeah, ugh, yucky. My glue bottle decided to be all mucky with me. Okay, now let's put this down. But yeah, if you don't have anything like this, there's always a workaround. Use fussy cuts, use pictures, use, you know, whatever you want to use. I think I've got some old freebies on my website that could possibly go with something like this. You could peruse those at your leisure. Anyways, do something so that you're entered into to get the journal kit. Now, it's not like just one person's gonna win it. It's gonna be, if you participate, you get the kit. So all you have to do is participate. Put your picture, make a comment, and you get the kit. Just make sure at the end, when we do finally get bingo, that I have your email address, because that's important. If I don't have your email address, it might be complicated. I'll put this way. I think that kind of goes really well with that stamp too, the color, the vintage photo. Okay, now, I think that's it. It's good. I don't have anything for in there, but it also is an envelope, so you've got room to put something in there. This can hinge onto a page, or it can be just an extra add-on to a scrapbook page. I think it can. So you guys let me know what you think. Time was our bingo thingy for today. And we've got, well, I keep thinking if we get an envelope, that would be so easy. I did envelopes twice today. So I'm not going to get that one this whole time, probably ever. So yeah. But yeah, if you want the mini Mouse Village journal kit, make a comment under every bingo video. Post a picture of your make on the YouTube community tab. If you can't get it to post there, now I checked, you can, but sometimes things glitch. If you can't, you can put it on the Facebook group page. Okay, so there's that. And then make sure I have your email address, and you will get the kit. If you don't want to do all this stuff, if you don't want to play, okay, I am going to have it for sale in my website store, so you can purchase it there at the end of the, we have to get bingo first. If we get home an envelope, we got bingo. But anyways, I'm just saying, go make something pretty. Have fun. Have fun. It's a day for fun. I declare it. Okay. You guys take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. TTFN.